were all talking last month after Jonah Hill's ex posted alleged text between her and the actor where he asked her to stop surfing with men, modeling and posting pictures in a bathing suit. What stood out to some, though, on social media was his use of the word boundaries, claiming this was actually controlling behavior. So we brought in relationship and marriage expert Jennifer Smith to talk about the difference between the two. So glad to have you here about this.
So good to be back.
And this isn't the first instance of this, and certainly not the last, but what does setting boundaries actually mean? Because it doesn't seem like this was the case here.
Yeah, it sounded more of like those were the terms, right? Boundaries is where you really set the limits of where you would like something to go, and really taking into consideration of what that means for you. But you have to explain, not only am I setting this boundary, but why? What are the reasons behind it, maybe the meaning, or even past instances that happened that contributed to why you want to set this boundary?
Well, and in this case, and again, this is all alleged, he hasn't really come out and said anything about this, so we can't say for certain that this was in fact the case.
Right.
But if this is true, and in this situation, what was wrong here? That he wanted to control how she was behaving, and that he said that this was his boundary, that he didn't want to proceed in this manner?
Yeah, I think it's hard because we don't know the full story, right? But I think when you first get into a relationship, or before you make the commitment of the relationship, having those conversations of, well, what are the relationships like with other men in your life? You know, what does that look like? How that person feels about it, and being able to have that conversation if that's the type of relationship you want to get into in the first place.
Right.
If this person is putting these limits on what your relationship look like with the opposite sex.
And so what should healthy boundaries look like? It starts with that conversation then.
Yes. Healthy boundaries means you should still have the freedom to be who you are and not have to change yourself for somebody else. You want to be able to feel free in your relationship, not limited.
And so it sounds like by him saying boundaries, it was actually interfering with her boundaries, which was changing who she was if she wanted to stay with him.
Yeah, and I think that we see that a lot after a breakup. But it's really like what's been happening in the midst of this relationship. And it sounds like she was wanting very much to have these other relationships with people that were non-romantic, but it didn't seem like with Jonah it was what was appropriate.
So let's talk about one of the other things that came up, which was this use of therapy talk, that he was kind of using it in his own way to control the situation there, allegedly, if we want to say. So as a therapist yourself, weaponizing therapy talk, how do you feel about that? And how can that be used in a harmful way?
I have a lot of strong feelings about it.
Well, because your job is to educate people to better themselves.
Absolutely, but I think when people will start weaponizing therapy, it definitely can create some resistance for people to go. It's a form of manipulation, and that person is really going for their own benefits, to better themselves, to work things out in a non-biased environment. So when people start weaponizing it, I think it can cause a lot of friction, but it definitely creates manipulation in the relationship.
Jen, we've had great conversations about red flags before we played that fun little game, but what are some red flags when it comes to controlling behavior? What is something that should automatically go up and say, okay, I need to back up and reevaluate this relationship?
Yeah, definitely. I think some of the red flags, even in this situation, is asking for you not to have relationships with people that have already been in existence in your life, when you've been being isolated from family and friends, asking to dress a certain way or to change your behavior, to no longer go to the same places that you used to go to. Recently with technology, I've heard a lot of partners asking, well, can you share your location with me at all times so I know where you are?
Ooh.
Major red flags of someone being controlling, and those are not very healthy boundaries.
This also raised another question, and that is one of privacy.
Yeah.
We all have these private conversations, and because of text messages, we're able to do that a lot more frequently.
Yeah.
So is there a boundary when it comes to sharing these things? Because the ex in this situation said that this had happened a while back and then just recently shared these.
Yeah, I think in a relationship, you can have a conversation of why you feel like you may want to look at someone's text, but I think it is an invasion of privacy, and then it brings in the question of, do you really trust me? And if I can't see your text messages, does that mean I don't trust you? And that's a question of if this is a healthy relationship to be in. I think in this situation, her bringing all these texts up many months later, I mean, is it relevant? I don't know, because that's her choice to share that information, but at what cost?
At what cost? To everybody involved. Yeah. Thank you so much, Jennifer.
Thank you.
It's always a really great conversation, and one that we should all be thinking about too. We'll be right back after this.